Hi guys, my name is Carlton, your financial educator, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Men, Money and Mental Health with Carlton. So many of you know me as the person who generally talks about money and how you can budget and save and level up financially. But guess what? Today we are shifting focus just a little because we want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. How as a man I can level up. How can I live my best life financially but still maintain some sanity mentally? And as men sometimes, we don't know how to strike that balance. So guess what? I have some good brethren. We're going to sit down and have a good talk today. So guess what? Follow me. Let's talk about men, money and mental health. Hi guys, my name is Carlton, and as I told you earlier, I'm joined today with Fabian. We have Kevin and we have Craig. I want to talk as brethren today. Just have some nice, good, rich discussion. And guess what? Join us. Stay tuned and let's be a part of the conversation. We want to kick things off right now because we have heard it so many times over. Man a dog, man a drunker, man a this. And we have heard so many different things. And rightly so, sometimes as men we give persons reason to maybe think that. True. And that's the reality of the situation. But we want to break that stigma today because guess what? I still believe that there are still good men. I still believe that good man still about. Kevin, what do you think about that? You have heard the narrative so many times.
You still have good men out there. You know, the women, they just need to continue looking and you know, attract.
So they need to continue looking by dating all the men around?
You just have your standard, and you know this is your standard, but you have to compromise. You're not going to get everything that you want.
Hold on, as you said that, and people, anybody are listening here, you are encouraging women to have a checklist to say, I need this, I need that.
Yeah, everybody need a checklist, right? Because there are certain things that you're not going to put up with.
Okay.
Right? As a man, we're not going to put up with certain things from a woman. Right, and same for the women. They need to have a checklist to say, all right, this is what I want in my man. Or you're not, as I say, you're not going to get everything on the list, but majority of the stuff need to be.
Yeah. But Gordon, how are we going to change the narrative though, or Craig? Because we hear that every man a dog. I've heard those stories. I've heard those like every man a dirty drunk. Every man, I've heard it before. But how are we going to change that narrative? How?
All right.
Can it be changed?
Yeah. The truth is this: once it came in, it can come out. You get what I'm saying? It's all based on the perception and the mind, because most of the time, you know, we are tagged and we just accept it. Okay. Some of the time, the truth is somebody would say something about you or about man in general, and we're not debate it, because man for just keep silent and just thugs things
just
out.
Own it, yeah.
But the truth is this: there's not a lot of space that is there for man to express themselves. So you see, because of that, you don't really want to come out and come talk of certain things and hear say, yo, I move like you're a girl, man, or you move like you're a sissy.
But question, do we as men create that space? Do you create that space so your brethren can call you and say, yo, Craig, the girl must have, I'm a meds, or yo, Craig, I feel.
So,
do we create that space?
So I think I create the space, but it's just a matter of whether or not the friends want to come to me. True. So the other person have to be in a position to want to talk.
But because Gordon said that there's not enough space for us men to express ourselves, but do we create that space? Well, do we really create the space? Talk the truth.
I think we do, but with our close
yeah. With the close brethren, some of them still don't want to open up.
Yeah, that's true. But I think if we are of the view that we need to share, we can start off by setting the climate or the group or the circle. Get me? So if we want to share, we say, yo, brother, you know, say this happened to me today. So him can come and say, yo, you know, say at the same time.
Yeah, but you see, the truth is this: based on how you live your life, and you made mention to standards. You see, based on your standards, then you will attract person, because the truth is this, you know, you're not the only person who would have gone through what you're going through, and some persons will go through it eventually. So because on a day-to-day basis, a lot of persons would have reached out to me on Instagram, on different social media platforms, and say, hey Gordon, so and so, and the person who reached out to me, I'm surprised, because
I can't believe
I look to this person. But the truth is this: persons see light in an individual, and they would want to reach out to them. And in a world that seems to be heavily endowed in darkness, there's one and two light. And it's just like, the truth is this: if you allowed yourself to be conformed to the things of this world, you realize that your light start dim.
Man, I preach.
And then
man, I preaching. but as God just said, we need to be light. What are some of the things that we as men can put forward as light to other men to encourage them to start changing that narrative? What can we do differently then? Maybe in our own small space, in your small space, in your space, in your space, in my space, what can we do differently to encourage the narrative to be changed?
But you know, you have to be centered and focused, you know, so you have to move in a certain way that you would want your friends to emulate.
Yeah.
So that starting off with you, so I'm gonna have to take check himself.
Yeah, for real.
For figure out like this is what I want to do for myself, for my family, for my kids. And then your brethren will say, you know, say I want to start
Following that
change.
footstep.
I want
Yeah.
to move along that path.
True word. I think it's also good because I see Kevin on social media. I know he portrays as a good family man and a father to his kids. And I said to myself, yo, I like that. I see Gordon, who maybe talk about, you know, his financial journey with his wife and his daughter. And I see you with your daughter, how you read a bedtime story. Before now, we weren't seeing these things as a norm. You know, it was okay for men to say, you know, am I a youth that and not take care of the youth, whatever. But the narrative is changing. I want to encourage the ladies, stop do the same man them over and over and then say all man. Guess what? You don't do with all man. You know what do with all man in the world. So you really can't say all men. But us as men, we really need to start take a check. And I want to diverge into somewhere else because all of us may have had experience with our fathers, our father figures, uncles, or whatever the case is. What are some key things that you learned from your father or father figure or, you know, growing up that you can, one, use now to be that good man or you're not going on the road any at all because you want to be a better man?
I learned how to be responsible and take responsibility for your actions. My father, we didn't live, me and my sister, we didn't live with him for all our lives, but he was very much a part of our lives. So I was able to benefit from being around him. I saw how he dealt with people. I saw how he took responsibility of his actions. And I also saw how he was able to manage his funds. We didn't have a big talk, but every now and then he'll talk to me about stocks, about bonds,
nice.
which one is better, and things like
Really?
that. I mean, so I was able to see him and to emulate him. So even now, there are some characteristics of him that I have that I didn't even realize, especially in father and my children.
Okay, good. Gordon and maybe Craig, you can let us know, how do you balance being a husband, a professional, a father? How you balance that so you are not being a bad man overall? Because sometimes being a bad man, you really try, but your avoid is there because we're not able to balance. Are you able to balance? Is there something that called balance?
Sure. The truth is this: there's really no real thing as perfection, right? We just try to become better individuals.
Yeah.
And time blocking is good because time blocking assists me a lot. Because the truth is I like to put important things first. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's God, family, business, work, and then everything else just falls in line. So you have to know, say, yo, this have to get taken care of a certain time of the day. And you have to also understand that you have to spend a certain amount of time on a certain things. As you have to understand, so some of the time spill over.
I was going to say that's in the perfect world. You block out an hour for bedtime, so you can't do that. But that's in the perfect world. How find the balance?
The thing is, as much as you're trying to balance, it is also important for your partner to understand, you know, because you see, once your partner understands, then in the event that you're absent for work, business, or for social life, at least she can understand, say, oh, this is a man time. Like, I encourage my wife to say, oh, get females friend that you can go out with, because
you tell the woman you want your free time. You want free time.
This is some of the time you want man talk, just like we're having. And you really don't want to share certain things because you don't want to step on a toe, but you just want to be open and you want to be real.
True.
So it's not you alone have to depend on the ship, but you have to have different person, a captain, different part of the ship, and that's why you have balance.
Yeah, but you see, I don't even know, to be honest, if I have found the perfect balance. I'm just a be real. Because as a banker, it takes a lot out of you to do
sales.
To do sales. Put it in it, it takes a whole lot out of you. And I think it's just now, probably within the last 5 years, my daughter is 5, that I've found, or I'm deliberate with how I place my balance. You get what I'm saying? Because work used to consume me. You start work sometimes 7:30 and you're still at work 8 o'clock in the night.
True.
As just being married, but then the child come into play, you definitely know that you have to block out your time. So there are some things at work that just have to stay at work. It's not going to come home. Mark you, when you get there tomorrow, it's going to be there. But at the end of the day, really, as I said, I'm still trying to find the perfect balance. But I think if you check me 5 years ago,
chaos.
my wife.
Problem.
She would have said, yo, Craig spent too much time at work.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything called the perfect balance. Really and truly, at some point something is going to give. And Gordon alluded to it. It is good to have a good partner to kind of balance you out, to help you to balance the ship. Because as a man juggling so many different things, you need somebody who's stable enough, supportive enough to kind of help you balance that ship as a man. And having a good woman will help you to be a good man. Big up wife, good woman. Allow me to be a better man. Sort out the wife them, man, because you know so without them, sometimes it's total chaos, you know, around us. And that is sometimes a good thing. As men, finding good characteristics in a woman that can help you to be a better man.
That's right.
To balance, and I'm not heard the narrative, women, don't take up the man we're half done, don't take up the man we're a child, don't take up the man we're not reach the level yet. But the reality is, are we ever going to be at our full potential or our full level? I don't think so. It's a work in progress. You need a good woman who can support you along that line and to work forward. That's the Man a Man segment. We'll soon forward back with some more of this. All right then?